We are back live on PLADOVISION. As I told you, I got my homegirl, Duras, with us today.
Thank you, Dijon Bennett.
What's up?
My homeboy.
We go way, way, way back.
Yes.
You know what I mean? We're just reminiscing right now as we listen to MC Light. You know, we don't see a lot of females on the show, so, you know, we had to throw in some female MCs, and we'll throw that into the mix today, like who's the dopest female MC and why, maybe, or, you know, what song from a female affects your, hip-hop female affects your mind the most?
Yeah, oh
you know
gosh, I was just reminiscing back in the days. I remember going to see JJ Fad at the Civic when they had those concerts. Salt and Pepper,
right?
You know, they came out.
Yes, all these people came to Stockton too. That's the crazy thing, like for real. So.
Yeah, Spinderella.
Right.
I loved her. I'm like, what?
Yeah, I remember seeing her in a DJ battle. Like I think it was on Yo MTV Raps too, and she won. Like she was winning. She wasn't that dope, but she was winning. She was killing folks or whatever. You know.
Yeah, they were bad. Inspirational.
Right, definitely.
Queen Latifah, remember when she came out?
Yeah, definitely. The Queen was all hail the Queen. I just posted something about Queen Latifah because she had went on, I guess, one of the award shows, and she's like permed super straight. You know, black folks permed, not curly, but straight.
The
you know
straight
what I'm saying?
perm.
Right? And then it was all blonde though, like I guess the platinum blonde. All of it. So they had a picture of her with her African garb on when she was all held the Queen.
Big hat
they have that picture,
and
then they have the picture.
Africa medallion.
Yep, exactly. And they're like, "What happened to the Queen?" But you know, who knows? You know, everybody does different things. It's decoration, pretty much. You know,
adornments.
Remember, it is like Hollywood, and that's a whole nother story from real life. So, anyway, Kia, tell the people what you do that don't know. Like, what is your contribution to Stockton?
I am kind of a jack of all trades. I'm a busybody. I love to get into all things creative and artistic. This summer, I've been doing a lot of art shows. Been about 5 of them so far. Actually 6.
Busy.
Yes, it's been so fun. And most of them were local art shows, which was a ton of fun. And I got real close with my little art family here in Stockton. A lot of local artists are real talented. I did a show in Oakland at the Oak Stop Gallery for Black Women in Art, and that was in the spring. And then I did a show at Calpine Barbershop in June, and that was fun. It was called The Show, and we're going to do another one pretty soon in October, coming up for Halloween. It's supposed to be around I believe it's October 24th. It's going to be so much fun. I did a show also at the stock market, which was fun. And, you know, they have music there. There's these guys who play the guitar and they sing, and they're just awesome. I love them. And I did a show just last Friday at, it was an Art and Ale, kind of like an art walk on the Miracle Mile. It was cool. They had music, face painting. I was next to these guys who were playing the drums and the bongos. A guy named Gene.
Art and ale, so they have beer too.
Yeah, not on the street though. You had to go into the bar and get the ale.
I would have been aled out,
right?
Sure. Along with the art, probably would have enhanced my art.
It was cool. Actually, it was a Thursday night, and I was surprised at how many people were out on a Thursday night. It was late. They stayed out late. I had to go home, you know, get ready for the next day. But I would have stayed longer if it was a Friday because there was a lot of people. They had all kinds of nice furniture and stuff. And I was also at another show. Why can't I think of what it was? It was, Art Splash. I did the Art Splash about 3 or 4 weeks ago, maybe. It was downtown. They had several buildings downtown where they had galleries up. And, you know, you could display your art and people could walk around to each of the buildings and go view other people's art. So I was in the Stockton Hotel. The historic Stockton Hotel, which I'd never been into since, you know, my whole life. Too, right? It doesn't look redone to me.
Right, okay. You never
Not to say it looks bad. It doesn't look bad, but it looks kind of original in there, which it was really neat.
Old.
I mean,
it looks old in there.
Authentic.
Right.
And the fireplace was as big as me. That was pretty cool.
You could a real walk-in fireplace.
A walk-in fireplace.
I've seen those actually. I went into a castle in Germany that had a fireplace that looked like the garage. Like you could actually walk wood in there. So it's like,
yeah, that's how theirs
if you wanted to push somebody and kill them, you could just take them by the fireplace and shove them in there.
Back of it.
Right.
A little bit further. A little bit further.
And poof. So anyway, so mostly like giving people an idea of what your artistic talents are. So like what kind of art do you display? Or have you done or do you do?
I display drawing. My first love is drawing. Also, after that, you know, my art teacher was like, you should paint. And I said, I can't paint. I don't know how. And he said, well, if you can draw, you can paint.
Right.
Okay? Doesn't necessarily work the other way all that, you know, that often, but if you can draw, you can paint. So okay. I learned how to paint. So drawing, painting, charcoal, watercolor, acrylic paint. I love oil paint. It just, I don't have patience to wait for it to dry.
Okay.
Watching paint dry is like watching grass grow. You're sitting there. Is it dry yet?
You touch it and bam.
It takes like weeks for it to dry. Seriously, you paint and then you put it down for a week and then you come
that's
back.
Because of the oil though, right?
Yeah.
That
oil. The oil.
Right.
If you just mix a little too much linseed oil, it's going to take even longer.
Man.
But the colors are awesome. So, and then I also do designing, like I got into like home remodeling design.
I saw that. That's what I was waiting for. So like all you people that are from our age group or our peer group, you know what I mean? You might want to be really tuned in right now because you can see what she can do for you. Like if you're buying a home or if you already have a home and you need some remodeling or some redoing. Go ahead. Speak on it again.
Girl, I've been doing it since 2002. When I moved back to Stockton from the Bay Area, I'd been living out there and painting murals full time all over the United States. It was a blast.
Super dope.
It was so much fun. It started my family, came back to Stockton, and just was going to get any job part-time while I do art. And the HR lady was like, well, you design. What about do kitchen design? Can you do that? And I said, oh, why not? Give it a try. So, and I've been doing it since 2002, and I love it. It's very detail-oriented, which I am, and I learned all the ins and outs of it. And I've done some really cool projects throughout this period of time, and I enjoy it a lot. I really do. I can answer your questions. Kitchens and bathrooms. That's my thing. I don't know how to put it up. I don't know how to screw it to the wall, but I know how it's supposed to go. I know what works and what doesn't work.
You have any examples online of some?
I do. I had posted some pictures on Facebook. I just recently, maybe like a week and a half ago, posted some pictures on my Facebook page of a kitchen that I remodeled, and my client, she loved it so much. She sent me some pictures of it. And why I like it is because she did something that people usually want to do but rarely do. She got the refrigerator that accepts the panels, so it looks like the rest of the cabinetry. Okay. And you know, it's a little task to get the right panels and put them on there the right way, but we were able to pull it off. It looks really good. And I helped her with the wall color, picking out the backsplash, which wasn't installed yet in the pictures, picking out the countertop, picking out the colors of the cabinets and everything to kind of go with the floor. I even know how to do like the layout for lighting, you know, where it's supposed to go.
Okay.
So
you can see yourself in your vanity the correct way.
Right, so you don't look like somebody really old. Don't scare yourself in the mirror.
That's very interesting.
There's tricks to that, you know?
Hollywood, I'm telling you. Even down to your bedroom and your bathroom and your kitchen is Hollywood.
Dining room.
That's crazy, man. Like, I have a homeboy who actually decided he was going to do his bathroom himself. And by no means had he done this before. Ooh. So I guess, like, his wife was just giving him the business because I guess he kept getting the wrong paint color or the paint color.
Man.
So he was bringing a little paint home and he painted and then it wasn't the color. And then I guess because they went to someone to get the paint idea from or whatever. So I guess they were going through that and they got like 3 or 4 different greens.
Yeah. Green is the hardest. green is the hardest color to pick because it always dries different
than it looks. Okay.
It looks one color wet, another color dry. Remember
they got like this 3-tone green bathroom, and it might not be perfectly correct either. It's like, it's crazy. It looks kind of decent to me, but she ain't feeling it.
Aww.
It's probably gonna end up like white, pink. What is it? It's gonna end up white or pink.
A friend of mine, he was just telling me that his wife, she picks out so many different colors for his, and he paints. He's a painter, and she just picks out so many colors for, you know, try this, try that in their house that he just uses them to do his paintings.
There it is.
That's how hard it is to pick out paint, you know.
Man.
you just end up with a stack of paint in your house, and you're like, what do I do with it?
Start painting.
Yeah, let's make some money.
So how do you know that you're an artist? That was a question one of the callers that wanted to know. Like, how do you know that you're an artist, and when do you know that?
I knew that I was an artist when I was a little girl. Probably, who knows, maybe 3 or 4, something like that. And how I knew was, well, before how I can remember my first experience thinking, wow, I just love this. My aunt is an artist, and she would she was doing illustration for like the graphic design for the Lawrence Livermore Lab, and she would come over and she would bring her work, and she'd have all these really awesome markers, and she'd be drawing, and then she'd show me how to draw stuff. And I remember when I saw her draw, I wanted to draw, and then when I draw it, I'd get obsessed where I couldn't stop. Like I just go on for days and days, and and that was my obsession, my love. And then my mom showed me pictures of rainbows I used to do when I was really, really little, when all I used to do was just scribble, and she used to save those. So being a little girl, feeling obsessed, like I just can't stop. This is so cool. I just gotta get it right. Yeah, this is coming out. And then when you see someone else do it, it just kind of fuels your fire even more. Like I'm sure if you see somebody performing and doing music, it makes you want to jump up there and do it too. I'm
a closet artist myself. I gave it up, like the pencil part of it. But I mean, I doodle every now and then. I got a couple fresh ones that I took my time on. You know what I mean? So if I do take my time, I think I could bang it out. But like, I took that to cutting hair. You know what I mean? To designing hair. So more or less, like my new canvas is right there on someone's head.
And I've seen what you've done on people's hair.
Yeah, make great. Almost anything on someone's head now. So I think more or less, I'm still in the art game in a different way. Plus, I put words together. But when I was a kid, my uncle's he's a really established artist. He used to sell some paintings at some point and some drawings also. But like you said, watching him, and I used to be like, I wonder if I could do that. And then I did it one day. Like he showed me how to draw an eyeball, and like. Told me to take my time. It took me about a week to get it perfect, and it looked really cool. So at that point, I was like, well, maybe I can draw. And I drew for maybe about 4 or 5 years. I think I was like 8, 9. And so, I don't know.
It's like riding a bike. You never, when you could stop for 10 years, and when you start back up again, you start back up like at the same level you were when you stopped. It's not like you get worse and you forgot how to do it and you got to start all over again. You just pick up where you left off. Because I went, I used to draw, and then I went through a period where I didn't draw for a couple of years. I think maybe like 9th grade, 10th grade or something, like maybe 2 years. And then I went back to drawing 11th grade, and then I didn't draw again for like a year, and then I went back. Because, I started playing sports or whatever, things like that. Other stuff. Yeah, trying out other stuff. But there was times when I would have just pages and pages of just drawings of my feet. That I would do in the summertime when I was bored. Like put my feet like this, like this. Now
I saw a couple of your drawings on, I think on Facebook. You had posted one was like an old Victorian house that was super cool. Like I'm into the cartoonish type, like reality cartoonish drawings look really cool to me.
Oh my god, that was like from '85, I think.
That's crazy. It was dope though. I loved it.
Let me tell you, my grandmother, she influenced me, and I have to say this. She was very creative. She didn't draw like portraits and stuff. She drew like silly looking cartoony things. But when I was a kid, she used to give me like a newspaper, and she'd be like, a picture of a guy would be on it. She'd draw a mustache on him. Draw over his eyes. Put some glasses on him. So sometimes I would just get magazines and newspapers, and I'd draw over everybody's face.
Oh, that's dope. That's a dope idea.
And then she would take. We have like gravel in our driveway. She would get rocks, and she would draw faces on the rocks. And then
we got a few of those out there with faces on them.
Draw faces on the rocks. Yeah, and she's been passed away since 2010, and my daughter said she found one of the rocks in the driveway that my grandma drew on.
Yeah, man, that's dope.
But yeah, she used to do that,
Crazy.
Make little stuff. Or they always encouraged it, like they got me into, my aunt, she got me into UOP when I was 6th grade doing art classes, some summer art program, and she made my stuff into a portfolio, which I didn't even know what one was in 6th grade, but you had to do it in order to apply for a scholarship to go to the school for free, which I ended up winning one, 2 summers in a row because she put my portfolio together for me.
That's dope.
It was dope. It was awesome.
The earlier that happens in life, probably the better. Like once you already have an established portfolio, even from a young age, that already boosts you up a few levels. Like,
it does.
You know, it helps things move right along. It's almost like a press kit if you're an artist or a bio type thing, to where you present this information about yourself, and then that makes it much easier.
Show it, and it looks professional and neat and well put together.
Definitely. Yeah. It is PLADOVISION. We are live. It's Black Max. It's Kia, and we chilling. We'll be back. We'll talk about some more hip hop. We'll listen to some more music, and you be watching.
Stay tuned.